This is from Harvard Health Publishing. It's called The Power of the Placebo Effect. Your mind can be a powerful healing tool when given the chance. The idea that your brain can convince your body a fake treatment is the real thing, the so-called placebo effect, and thus simulates healing has been found for millennia. Now science has found that under the right circumstances, a placebo can be just as effective as traditional treatments. The placebo effect is more than positive thinking, believing a treatment or procedure will work. It's about creating a stronger connection between the brain and body and how they work together. How placebos work is still not quite understood. This part's interesting, but placebos are not all about releasing brain power. You also need the ritual of treatment. When you look at these studies that compare drugs with placebos, there is the entire environmental and ritual factor at work. You have to go to the clinic at certain times and be examined by medical professionals in white coats. You receive all kinds of exotic pills and undergo strange procedures. All this can have a profound impact on how the body perceives symptoms because you feel you are getting attention and care. Placebos often work because people don't know they're getting one. But what happens if you know you are getting a placebo? A 2014 study said by testing how people reacted to migraine pain medication. One group took a migraine drug labeled with the drug's name. Another took a placebo labeled placebo, and a third group took nothing. The researchers discovered that the placebo was 50% as effective as the real drug to reduce pain after a migraine attack. People associate the ritual of taking medicine as a positive healing effect. Even if they know it's not medicine, the action itself can stimulate the brain into thinking the body is being healed. This is interesting to think about.
Well, the latest is that we're learning more and more, and there is a huge range of symptomatology. So first, for some definitions here in terms of medicine, sign is something you see. A symptom is something that you feel. When you talk about this viral infection, it runs the gamut between no symptoms to mild symptoms, vague kind of viral symptoms to obviously severe, requiring hospitalization. Literally can go head to toe, from affecting the central nervous system or neurologic manifestations, respiratory, pulmonary, musculoskeletal. We have literally heard it all. And they present or manifest with things like fatigue, cough, fever, which could be low grade or high, pink eye, muscle or body aches, and then the central nervous system or neurologic symptoms of loss of smell or taste. We are just seeing a wide range here. Wow. And so if you're experiencing one or several of these symptoms, should you then go get a COVID-19 test? Well, it depends where you are, right, in the country. If you're in a hot zone, the answer is yes. But there's a saying in medicine that I love, which is when you hear hooves outside the door, think horses, not zebras, meaning the common thing.
At first, you might think it's a cold, and it could be.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see the results of a bold experiment in human intelligence.
He's totally different person.
We'll bring our test subject out now, and I think you'll find him a rather incredible specimen. Thanksy.
What is happening?
Thank you, Tangsy, my dear friend. A simple pill ingested by a man who received a simple idea, a simple thought, so clear and sharp that it cut through his mind like a soft cheese and led him to an invention. You must excuse me. I've grown quite weary.
Come on.
Finally, my friends, at long last, the day has come. We have the means, the understanding, the technology to allow spiders to talk with cats.
Our exploration into the effect of environment upon intelligence was, alas, a complete failure. Self-confidence instilled by a placebo intelligence pill and consistently reinforced by my assistant Tangxi did not, in fact, make the test subject smarter. It did, however, yield fascinating results. The most measurable effect was a sharp uptick in arrogance.
The subject was perfectly ready to believe he'd learned Mandarin in 2 days.
太师，把有什么就我出来就负责。
Again, this is complete gibberish. The subject believed himself to be a mathematical wizard.
+9 equals box. All right, that's where the cat goes.
And in the space of an hour, the subject has lost all interest in a woman with whom he'd been in love for years because of her perceived stupidity relative to himself.
Perhaps the most interesting were the series of side effects that he believed himself to be having, debilitating aches and pains. It was all in his mind.
Yeah, I guess I do feel kind of better. So, I believe I was having the Plossible Be effect.
Placebo.
Placebo. Which is, of course, a funny-sounding word.
That is a funny word. It's pretty funny. Yeah, placebo. Placebo.
Placido Domingo.
Police Academy.
We're going to run a little test here, right? We're going to have these people drink what they think is beer, but there's no alcohol.
Correct.
Some people think it's just a biological disease, period. But we're saying that's part of it. But the psychological factors and the social factors and the cultural factors play also a big role.
And so what do we expect to happen?
Well, we're going to see if we get a sort of a placebo effect in the sense that people, if they think they're drinking alcohol and they're in a bar setting and they're with other people, how much of the effects are due to alcohol and how much are due to the setting and the expectancy and the contact high.
Dr. George and I are now observing behind a mirror, while Dr. Marlatt plays bartender.
I'm looking for the usual types of changes that you see in people after they have a drink, which are being a little more relaxed, being a little more sociable, perhaps a little giggly, being a little looser.
Whatever you would get.
Those are the typical types of things that happen when folks normally drink alcohol. And so as a consequence, those are their expectations. And that belief is so strong that just believing that they've been drinking can stir up those effects.
So I'm going to tell you something now about what you've been drinking. Somebody asked about what brands. These were the beers. They're alcohol-free.
Ladies and gentlemen.